In the start of movie, we a man keeping his hand on the locker. Then he unlocks that locker within 30 seconds. How did he do it? Now the flashback is shown, where a man, Sebastian, comes on the scene who is recording his video and laptop. He declares in it that I am going to tell a true story. There was a man who used to work to make the lockers, but his whole family died. Afterwards, he made 4 lockers and no one was able to unlock those lockers. That man was very sad for losing his family, so he locks himself in a locker. And many people struggled to unlock that locker, but no one succeeded. In the end, that locker was floated in the water. But those 3 lockers were still remained, but no one knows about it. Telling this story, Sebastian completes his video. After it, he uploads it on YouTube, but there were neither views nor likes on the video of Sebastian. Due to this, he had also started to be upset. Sebastian goes to the bank where he used to work. There a lady shouts at him, "I come here every day, but my work is still not done. It must be finished today." Then, Sebastian sees the news. It says that a zombie virus is spreading all over the city, infecting many people. Suddenly, the lady starts looking like a zombie to him. Scared, he quickly gives her the check. We notices that a girl is watching him closely. When Sebastian is in the bank, he again checks his YouTube channel. There was also 1 view and 1 comment. It was commented, "If you want to show your talent, come to the given address." Seeing it, Sebastian is very excited. Reaching there, he reveals the password to the guard. Then guard takes him inside. A competition was happening there. The challenge was to unlock a locker first. Whoever did it first would be the winner. The first round began, and everyone unlocked their lockers. Sebastian finished in 4th place. Next was the semi-final round with 4 participants. Only 2 could move on to the final. Sebastian took 2nd place and qualified. The spectators were also betting on the players. The final round started. The challenge was to unlock a difficult locker within 3 minutes. One participant immediately started working on it, but Sebastian stood still. Instead, he carefully observed his surroundings. When only 30 seconds were left, he placed his hand on the locker to sense it. Then, within seconds, he unlocked it. Everyone was shocked. His competitor became furious. As he tried to attack Sebastian, the guards stopped him and took him away. Then, Sebastian sees a girl named Gwendeline. The moment he looks at her, he likes her. But Gwendeline is actually a thief. She is the same girl who was watching Sebastian at the bank. When Sebastian gets home, he places his trophy next to a photo frame of his parents. The next day, he is having coffee in a restaurant when Gwendeline suddenly appears behind him. Her sudden arrival startles him, and he spills his coffee on himself. But instead of being annoyed, Sebastian is excited to see her. Gwendoline smiles and says, "I wanted to see your skills." Then, she reveals, "I'm a wanted criminal. The police from many countries are after me." Sebastian feels a little nervous after hearing this, but she continues, "I have a small job for you. We will steal something on an international level. We need to unlock 3 special lockers made by an old man, and inside them, a huge amount of money." Gwendoline also tells him that they have other team members, and they will all work together. Before leaving, she hands him her visiting card. Sebastian returns home and keeps thinking about it for a long time. The next day, Sebastian moves into Gwendoline's house, where he meets the rest of the team. There is a girl named Karina who is a hacker. Another member is an expert driver, and the third is a strong, muscular man. Sebastian asks, "Will we hide somewhere after stealing?" Gwendoline replies, "Yes, that is the plan." Sebastian says, "This won't work. The police will start suspecting us." But Gwendoline explains, "We are a team of 5, so the police won't suspect us so soon." Then Karina tells the team about 3 lockers. The first locker is in Paris. It is the easiest to open because the security is not strict. The second locker is in Prague. It is harder to unlock. The third locker is in Switzerland. It is the hardest to unlock. After preparing, they go to Paris. They send Sebastian into the bank first to observe the place. Sebastian enters the bank, but he is very nervous. As planned, he hides inside the restroom. Then Gwendoline arrives. She distracts a guard by making him hold her luggage and secretly takes his key. Inside the bank, she goes to the receptionist and asks to access her locker, which was created under a fake name. After that, Karina enters and distracts the bank staff by pretending to have lost her credit card. Meanwhile, Gwendoline helps Sebastian get out of the restroom using the lift and takes him to the locker. He starts telling her about the lockers. Gwendoline stops him and says, "Unlock the locker first." Sebastian plays music while trying to unlock the locker. There are 3 locks on it. He manages to unlock the first one. Once the locker is open, they are thrilled to see money inside. They succeeded in opening the first locker. They quickly start filling their bags with cash. Gwendoline smiles and says, "Just wait and see. This is only the beginning. There are still 2 more lockers with even more money." After they finish, the muscular man enters the bank. He distracts the other people. Taking this chance, Sebastian and Gwendoline sneak out. They rush outside, get into the van, and drive away. They are excited about their success. Meanwhile, the police find out about the robbery. The CCTV cameras recorded Gwendoline and the muscular man. A senior officer tells his team they also stole 5 years ago. Back then, I almost caught them, but they escaped. And I think there is another member in their gang. And I believe they are heading to Prague to steal the second locker. But this time, I won't let them escape. Later, Sebastian visits Gwendoline's room. She tells him about her past, saying, "My parents were rich, but they never paid attention to me. That's why I became a thief." The muscular man overhears their conversation and feels jealous because he likes Gwendoline. The next day, they travel to Prague. They arrive at the bank where the second locker is kept. Karina warns, "This bank has advanced security. We need to be extra careful." Hearing this, Sebastian feels a little nervous. Meanwhile, a senior officer is secretly watching the bank, waiting for the thieves to arrive. Gwendoline encourages Sebastian and reassures him. Then Sebastian enters the bank using a fake identity given by Karina. As he moves forward, he sees 2 doors and chooses the one on the left. He takes an elevator to reach the locker. However, the CCTV camera guards notice something strange. Sebastian entered the bank, but he didn't come out through the usual door. They begin to suspect him. Sebastian reaches a locked door. Karina instructs him, "Pretend to move your finger like a key so no one suspects us." While he does this, Karina hacks the system and unlocks the door. Gwendoline then joins Sebastian, and suddenly, guards appear and attack them. But Gwendoline fights back. Sebastian is shocked by her bravery. The guards immediately lock all the doors. Karina quickly tells the muscular man, "Use the second plan now." The muscular man enters the bank wearing a mask. He points a gun at the receptionist and orders her to fill his bag with money. He also tells everyone to stay back. Outside, the officer watching the bank doesn't see anything suspicious, but he senses that something is wrong. He and his team enter the bank and discover that the locker has been moved to a different branch. Meanwhile, Sebastian is unlocking the second locker. Suddenly, something goes wrong. The system detects an error, and all the locks activate at once. Sebastian warns Gwendoline, "If I make a mistake, this locker will be locked forever." He carefully tries again and successfully unlocks all 3 locks. The locker door opens, and they are thrilled to see even more money inside. Karina tells the muscular man, "Our mission is complete." But just then, guards arrive to capture him. He gets shot in the shoulder while escaping. He jumps through a window and runs toward the van. As the people inside the bank panic and leave, Sebastian and Gwendoline take this chance to escape. They run toward the van. Sebastian quickly throws his bag inside. The muscular man helps Gwendoline get in first. But when it's Sebastian's turn, he thinks, "If Sebastian stays with us, he might take Gwendoline away from me." So he pushes Sebastian out of the van. Everyone is shocked, but the van is already gone. Unlucky Sebastian is now on his own, and the police start chasing him. He quickly steals a bicycle and rides away. Meanwhile, the officer arrives at the bank. He learns that the locker has been robbed and CCTV evidence completely wiped. Sebastian manages to escape and sneaks onto a train, tricking the police. Inside the van, Gwendoline angrily asks, "Why did you push Sebastian out?" The muscular man replies, "If I didn't, we would have been caught. Besides, we don't need Sebastian anymore. We already have enough money." Gwendoline snaps, "I'm not doing this for money." Angry, she leaves the van. Karina also decides to leave and follows Gwendoline. The muscular man yells, "Fine, go. I don't need any of you." Meanwhile, Sebastian reaches his home and finds Gwendoline and Karina already there. Sebastian shouts, "What are you doing here? Get out." Gwendoline calmly explains, "The man was only after money, but I'm doing this to make history, and we need you to unlock the third locker." Sebastian thinks for a moment, then smirks, "Well, I do want to finish what I started." Meanwhile, the officer finds a video of Sebastian on YouTube. He calls his assistant and says, "They hired this guy to unlock the lockers, but he's just an ordinary man. He has no criminal record, and they threw him out of the van after using him, and that means we can use him to catch the rest of the gang." The team goes to Switzerland to find the third locker, which is inside a gambling club. Outside the club, an officer is waiting. He receives a message from Karina, saying they will enter the club at 5 o'clock. The officer waits for the right time. At 5 o'clock, he tells the club manager that the locker is in danger, but the manager surprises him by saying, "We already know. You told us earlier." The officer is confused. The manager explains that they got a call from him 8 hours ago, warning that someone would steal the locker. So, they moved it to another branch. Now, the movie goes back to 8 hours earlier. Karina had actually made that call, pretending to be the officer. After the call, the manager ordered the guards to move the locker. But when the guards were transporting it in a van, Gwendoline sneaked inside and knocked them out. Then, she and Sebastian wore the guards' uniform uniforms, stole the van, and took the locker. Back in the present, a muscular man and his partner are outside the club, waiting to claim their share from the stolen lockers. Karina, who is nearby, also realizes that the muscular man is going after Gwendoline. She rushes to stop him, but before she can, she is caught by the officer. Before getting arrested, Karina quickly sends a message to Gwendoline, warning her about the muscular man and their partner coming after her. Then, she breaks her phone. The officer tells Karina, "If you help us catch Gwendoline, we will take care of your brother." Karina loves her brother a lot and worries about what will happen to him if she goes to jail. So, she agrees and leads them to Gwendoline. Meanwhile, Gwendoline is driving, while Sebastian tries to open the locker. It has 7 locks, making it very difficult. Sebastian plays music to focus and manages to unlock 6 of them. Suddenly, Gwendoline makes a sharp turn and Sebastian falls. But just before hitting the ground, he unlocks the final lock. They stop the car just then. The muscular man arrived, demanding their share at gunpoint. Gwendoline refuses. The muscular man tries to shoot Sebastian, but his gun is empty. Gwendoline smirks and says, "I never trusted you, so I took out your bullets." She then ties them to a van and drives away in their car. Shortly after, the officer arrives and arrests the muscular man and his driver. Meanwhile, Gwendoline and Sebastian run toward a boat to escape, but the officer reaches them first and points a gun at them, telling them to surrender. Gwendoline does the same and tries to bribe him with money. The officer refuses, saying, "I've been chasing you all for 5 years. Catching you is my real prize." Realizing there is no way out, Gwendoline says, "Okay, I will surrender, but you must let Sebastian go. He is innocent." The officer agrees. However, Sebastian refuses to leave her. Gwendoline insists, "Go now. I will come find you later." Finally, Sebastian listens and escapes. The officer arrests Gwendoline. Later, Sebastian finds the passport Gwendoline made for him. As he looks at it, he remembers all their moments together. The scene then shifts to California. Sebastian has opened a store called Gwendoline Sales. 2 people visit him with a map of another locker. They ask, "Can you open this?" Sebastian smiles and says, "Yes, I can." The movie ends with this mysterious scene.